Alright, y'all. X Factor Part 2. I just feel like I didn't finish. So, yeah. It's not personal, guys. It's really not personal. We just see the world differently. The only reason you're taking it hard is because of your skewed version of reality, or skewed perception of reality. When women decide to divorce you, which is, about 80% of women divorce, they've already made up their minds. In their mind, they believe that it is in their best interest to move on from you. So the sooner that you come to terms with that and accept that, the better it's gonna be for you. You gotta separate. You gotta really separate, like, your feelings from fighting for your child, because if you mix the two, you're not gonna be successful. It's gonna hurt you, and you're not gonna think clearly. You're gonna act out of desperation, and you're gonna rush things. You're gonna be vindictive. You're gonna be defensive, argumentative, all the things that are gonna work against you. You just gotta be honest with yourself, and you just gotta say, hey, this person has free will. This person has freedom of choice, and this person has a heart. If your opposite or your mate decide that they want to move on, they have the right to do that. Who are you to force somebody to be in your life? If somebody doesn't want to be in your life, you should let them go. We all have free will in this world. You can't force somebody to be in your life. And if you find yourself caught up with that other person, then you gotta check yourself and figure out, okay, is it really that person that's causing me all this anguish, or is it the fact that you feel like it's your ego that's bruised? I feel like with guys, a lot of it has to do with ego. Because reality hits, it lets you know that, hey, this person at one point in time believed I was the superhero figure from the cartoons we used to watch, and now this person doesn't see you that way, and that means that you in some way you feel inadequate. So instead of dwelling on that, the best thing will be to upgrade yourself. That's the thing that men are not taught. From what I see in this space, people are like, men are too worried about trying to rationalize the situation, like trying to logically figure out why this happened and why she would do that. But we understand that women are mostly emotional creatures. They just don't feel the same thing that they did before. And because we're logical, we're looking at things like in a linear way. We're thinking from the past, present, and future. We're thinking, oh gosh, now I'm gonna have to do this, find somebody else, and work on, do all this extra stuff and get over this feeling and all this stuff. But we're men, we're supposed to go through challenges in life. That's what makes you a man, is to face all these feelings and to adapt and upgrade yourself, make yourself better, the best version of yourself. I guarantee you, when this happened to you, you were not even close to tapping into your potential. So why not use this opportunity to tap into your potential? And if it's meant to be, maybe she'll come back. If not, who cares? You're going to find somebody better. There are billions of people on this earth. For you to just feel that one person is the only one and the one is straight up insanity. Like, it's, you're lying to yourself. You know that there's always going to be somebody better. It's just the matter of whether or not you believe that you're worthy. So you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, just imagine your young self. Is this where you visualize yourself to be, in misery? Nah, man, you gotta step up. You gotta achieve your full potential. You gotta be the best version of yourself. Use that pain and as your fuel for your growth. And I guarantee you, if you focus all of your energy within yourself and cultivate your potential, you're gonna get what you want. I mean, if your woman sees that you're not that person that you used to be, she's gonna respect you more. The reason why they put you through family court is because they lost respect for you. And the courts, they're only gonna go with the status quo. Men are considered dispensable. Women are more protected, right? So why not separate yourself from the average? Why not, show these people, what you're really made of? The easiest way will be to just buckle down and just give up. But nothing good is easy. You have to work for everything. You have to work to build your kingdom. You have to fight for what's yours. It's always been the man's path. It never changed and it never will. It always has been and always will be. You have to be like that prince, you have to conquer all these kingdoms. Alright, guys, like, family court is not that difficult. Like, yeah, their success rate is high, but if you get all those emotions out of your mind and you actually think clearly, accept reality for what it is, and have a concrete plan and show up, you're going to be successful. But majority of men fail because they're too caught up in the emotions, too caught up in the past, too caught up in, oh, she betrayed me, oh, she did this to me, oh, she did that to me. Nah, man, you gotta, it's just a life way of saying you gotta upgrade, man. You gotta step up. You're a man. It's not supposed to be easy for you. It never was easy for men. Like, even back in the day, even in the hunter and gatherer days, it never was easy. You didn't have to deal with family court, but you still had to deal with forces of nature, It just morphed into something else. It never was easy. If you were incomplete in the hunter gatherer days, somebody was just gonna take your family. I mean, it was like your kingdom gets conquered and your kids get turned into slaves, or they get turned into soldiers, you know, your wife gets taken as a concubine, like it's the same thing. Nothing changed, man. You guys think just because, you know, because we got technology now, like it's always been like this, man. It's always been tough for men. Just because we got cars and fancy things doesn't mean a man is still not a man. A man still has to go out there and build this world. Like, men build this world. Men build roads, you know, they build technology, they build houses, shelter, you know, they build railroads, they build bridges. You think that's easy to build? You think that's easy? It never was easy for men. And it never will be easy for men. That's what makes a man a man. So y'all gotta tighten up, man. Don't get caught up. I got caught up. I was so worried about the wrong things. I was so worried about, oh, she did this to me. How could you do this to me? I wish I had somebody to tell me the truth at that time, because I was so worried about logic. I was thinking logically, like, okay, logically we were married and we had vows and you violated those vows, therefore you're a bad person. But that's just from one perspective, one logical perspective. Life is about balance. There's multiple other perspectives. What about from the emotional perspective? You know, was I complete? Was I ready? Did I have all my shit together? You know? That's from the emotional side of things, right? Was I a complete man at that time? Was I jealous? Was I doing things that are not manly? Right? It's not just about logic, guys. Like, guys only see the same way women see world the way they do. We also are victims of that. We see the world the way we do. We only want the world to be logical at all times, but it's not all just logic, man. This world is full of other things that are not logical, and that's the emotional side of life. The combination of both makes life complete, but for you to just see the world in one perspective and think that that's the only way, it's not correct, guys. And that's part of our struggle, right? Nobody's gonna sit you down and explain this to you, man. This is the only, hopefully, you know, you get it from this video. I'm not by any way saying it in the best way, but I'm trying to say it in the best way that I can. So hopefully y'all can get it, because it took me forever to understand this concept. I always judge women based on how I saw the world, but that's not correct, because they see the world differently than I do. So does that make their view incorrect? Absolutely not. They have the right to see the world the way they do. Right? Alright, guys, I hope this video helps you. I'm getting attacked by insects here, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Until the next video.